That was the Jellyman's Daughter and Falling right here on the sessions on 107.6. Now, I hope I've got Jenny Lascelle via video call. Hello, Jenny.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. You are quite quiet here. I said this was going to happen too. I'm going to turn you up a wee touch here in my ears so I can hear you. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Still quiet. I'm still going to turn you up a wee touch more, right? I'll turn you up there. I'm doing fine. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for coming back to the sessions. Thank you for being part of the show. Tell me a little bit and tell the listeners about yourself.
I'm Jenny Lascelle. I'm a singer-songwriter and pianist from Newcastle. And yeah, I'm just delighted to be back. Thanks for having us back.
That's all right. Always a pleasure to interview anybody, but thank you very much. And we're here to promote a new album. We're here to give a shout out to some gigs. We're here to play some new tracks, brand new songs. Tell me about the first track we're going to play. She's a Peach. Tell me about the song.
Yeah, that is the title track of my new album that sort of was written and made throughout lockdown. Found myself with some time on my hands, and it's kind of a bit groovy, I would say, and a bit angry and a bit of all sorts. Yeah. Okay. I think it's my favorite one on the album, possibly.
And this is the first track on the album.
Yeah.
This is She's a Peach by Jenny Lascelle right here on the sessions. That was Jenny Lascelle and She's a Peach right here on 107.6. Thank you very much for sending me these tracks, Jenny. Sounds absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
That one is a little bit angry for your kind of cup of tea, isn't it? I quite like that one. I was singing along to myself. Thankfully, I switched the mics off instead of having them switched off already. I managed to fix the mistakes we made a minute, which is fine, because I did say it was going to happen. If people like what they hear, of course they will, because it's fantastic sound. How can they be in touch? Have you got a Facebook page, a Twitter feed, if Twitter's still a thing, YouTube channel, SoundCloud? I've got an argument with Twitter, that's a different story. Tell me all about your social medias and how people can be in touch.
Yeah, I'm on all of the above. I don't really use my Twitter very much. Maybe I should. I'm all at it's all at Jenny Lascelle, and then on Facebook it's at Jenny Lascelle Music. If you want to have a look, and then I've got a website which is jennylascelle.com.
It should all be out there. It should all be out and about. Easy enough to find. Jenny Lascelle's music on the Facebook page, jennylascelle.com. jennylascellesmusic.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll put links up on the Facebook page later on tonight so people can go and find it. Easy peasy. We're going to go on and talk about your 3-gig tour in a wee while. We're going to do that after this next song. We're going to play Forgive Me a Little Louder. Is that right? Is that Forgive Me?
Yeah, so it's called Forgive Me and then a little louder in brackets. I'm bringing back the brackets. I don't feel like we use them enough anymore in song titles.
Well, I must be honest, on my screen I've missed the brackets, and on my page I've missed the brackets. I'll put them back in. But so it's Forgive Me
brackets a little louder.
Okay. So tell me about the track. Tell me about the song.
Yeah, this one, I think this whole album is just sort of getting some stuff out. So again, this is it's a bit of a change. It's heavier than my previous stuff. It's a bit more rocky, but I really like it. Yeah. Okay,
here we go. We'll give a mention to the artwork we're using as well at some stage later on in the show. But this is Forgive Me a Little Louder by Jenny Lascelle right here on the sessions. That was Forgive Me a Little Louder by Jenny Lascelle. I'm not quite sure how to put those brackets in there. That was Forgive Me by Jenny Lascelle right here on 107.6. Again, thank you very much for the track.
Cheers.
I thought I had lost you there again, but you've come back. It's fine. Just quite quiet. I'll turn you up a wee touch here. Tell me about this mini tour. I'm going to claim it. I'm going to say it was me. I'm going to say tour, right? 3 nights. 3 gigs, You tell me more. You tell me about it.
Yeah, sure, I will do. Yeah, so it's we've got a few gigs coming up, and there's actually a couple more about to be announced shortly, but I can't mention them yet. So keep an eye out on the socials if you're interested. But the three that I can tell you about, I've got one in North Shields at the end of the month on the 31st of January. Sorry, 30th, Sunday the 30th, and that is this new night called Sunday Sound and Service, which is run by, I think everybody on the Newcastle music scene knows Phil Mitchell, and he's set up this new night, and he's like the guru. So I'm so excited to be going and playing that. We're taking the band along, and it's one of my backing singer Corey's birthdays, so it's extra celebration.
Okay.
And then we also have one at the Globe in Newcastle, which is a headline gig that'll also be live streamed, so you can watch it from your living room as well. And that's on the 11th of February. And then after that, we're actually going down to London on the 21st of February, which is a Monday night, to play the Half Moon in Putney at the Night of New Music, which is kind of cool. I've never played London before, so it's
cool,
it's a bit of a jaunt, which should be a fun road trip.
Yeah, down to London for the night, and then come back up the next weekend. Did you say that was a Monday night?
Yeah. But it's in
night.
half term, so all the teachers can come along and.
Right, okay, fair enough. I see. We'll mention these gigs again before we finish. We'll mention them closer to the end of the show, and we'll move on and we'll talk about the actual recording of the album, who, where, why, and the process of recording of the album. But we'll play Drift now. You said this was a quieter one, is that right?
Yeah, it's a little more, I would say, gentle and sort of sparse. And I think this one, I was really pleased with how it came out. It kind of, I'm just really pleased with this one. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is Drift by Jenny Lascelle. That was the beautiful sound of Drift by Jenny Lascelle. Quite dark there at the end, wasn't it? Quite beautiful sound. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.
I was drunk at the funeral thing. That's bringing back lots of sad memories, actually, but in a good way too, I suppose. Yeah. Very odd feeling there. Yeah.
That's why I was like struggling to introduce it, because I was like, how do I say it? I'm really proud of it, but it got some stuff out.
Very, very odd, very, very mixed emotions there after that. Thank you, I suppose. I think maybe. Beautiful sound, beautiful. Tell me and tell the listeners a little bit about the album. So first off, how can the listeners find the album? Is it available on Spotify? Is it on Bandcamp? Tell me where it is, and was it done in a studio? Was it in a studio recording? Was it done at home, or was it a bit of both?
So it's on all the regular online platforms, so Spotify and iTunes and all that shebang. And you can also, if you want a physical copy, you can order it off my website at jennylascelle.com. I've got a store section. I revamped the website, and there's a store and everything, which is kind of cool. It was a bit of a lockdown project, so I found myself with some extra time on my hands, because normally I teach piano and singing in schools, and they're all shut. And then what actually happened was my laptop finally broke after it was really old. I'm kind of behind on technology, you see, so like we still have a DVD/VHS player, like that's the level that I work at.
I think we mentioned this last time you were on. I think we mentioned this last time. This
is where I'm normally like at. And then my laptop broke, and so I got an iPad for the first time, and that had GarageBand. Right.
Okay,
and then I was like, oh my god, this means that I can sort of start, because normally what I used to do is just like record into my phone and kind of build a sort of single track, and then suddenly I had all this sort of the tools to kind of build up loads of vocal harmony layers, and kind of put in instruments how I wanted them to sound, and kind of make almost like a little demo. And then I did a little bit of recording from home, and then sent it out to my bandmates, and they were all sort of had a bit of time at home as well, and so we kind of all recorded our parts and a few versions, and then we took it up to Angus Lyon. We went up to Scotland and did a day of drum recording. He's amazing, and a day of co-production. I sat and did that, and it was really, really nice to kind of be. He's got this really cool big. He's got a couple of big chairs, and I was allowed to sit in the boss chair.
In the boss chair.
Yeah, so we sort of spent a day doing that, and it turned out pretty good. I think I'm proud of it.
Sounds fantastic. So from what I've heard so far, we're going to move on to "Dying to Get to You." Now this has got a 2 and a number 2 and the number 2 in it. Dying to get to you, and the "you" is not the word "you," but a small "u," the kind of quick teenager text thing, isn't it? I like it. I like the idea to bring all that back. I think the teenagers are missing a trick with watching their texts and their social media.
My nod to Prince.
Fair enough. Tell me about this track. Tell me about "Dying to Get to You."
This one I released. It was the first and only single off the album earlier last year, and it was kind of cool. We made a music video for it as well, which is up on YouTube. I got 2 of my amazingly talented dancer friends, and they did this gorgeous sort of duet dance, and my very talented videographer friend Phil Martin, he came and filmed them dancing to it, and so we made this whole video, which was really cool. And this one's kind of about when sort of people are no longer with you for whatever reason, but it still feels like they're really close by.
Here we go. This is "Dying to Get to You" by Jenny Lascelle, right here on The Sessions. That was "Dying to Get to You" by Jenny Lascelle, right here on 107.6. I was singing along some backing vocals there. Glad nobody could hear me because it would have been a bit embarrassing, but that's all right. That's one that I can belt out myself here in the studio, and I hope other people are singing along too. Thank you again, Jenny. Last time we spoke, correct me if I'm wrong, we did a phone interview first. We spoke on the phone.
Yes, I think we did, like way back in the day.
Way back. That's 3, maybe even 4 years ago. We spoke over the phone, and I recorded bits and pieces and recorded me, and then I pieced together an interview as best I could with the crackly phone line and played your songs in between. So it was basically this, but over the phone, but recorded. But then last time we did this over Zoom as well, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
And you've never actually been in the studio. You've never been up here you've never been here in person.
Yet. One day.
No, I know. We need to get that organised soon for the next tour that's on the go. Get up here first. Get an Edinburgh night here on the Wednesday. Sorted.
Oh, that would be banging.
Can't wait. The first time we spoke on the phone, you were just kind of starting out way back then, and it was just. And the second time we spoke over Zoom, it was just you. You were just singer-songwriter, piano player, just yourself. But now you've mentioned the band. Do you want to mention the other players in the band, the other members in the band? Is it the same band every night, or is it a mixture of people?
Absolutely. So the band's kind of grown and grown, which is really cool. So now it's absolutely massive. Yeah, it's went from being just me to then just a couple of us, and then now it's like this. What I like to think of as like the super band. And yeah, so I've got and they're all. I'm really lucky actually because they're all musicians in their own right, and they all just come and lend their amazing talents to my music, which is I'm really really lucky. To have them come play. So we have Richard Millington, also known as Self-Made Millionaire, and he's on drums. And we have Ian Breedis, he's my other half, and he is also a singer-songwriter, and he's on guitar. And then we have Graham Testo on bass. And then on the album also my friend Bev Morris has played bass on there. And Nick Gladish on synth, and then my friends Corey and Verity, and they are sisters, and they also perform together as Hot Mess, and they are hilarious because they're like 90s sort of 90s rap pop cover duo, and they bring sort of transformer helmets and kazoos, and I can't really put into words their gigs. It's just like a great experience.
Okay, right. Hot mess.
So,
I'm gonna have to, right.
Yeah, and they come and they sing backing vocals and bring the dance moves.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
So
it's just great crack. It's just like
that's a 7-piece band you've got.
yeah. I know it's massive, so it's just like a party every time we get together. It's great.
seven-piece band. That sounds quite involved. There, you've got the traditional drums, bass, guitar, but synths, a bit of keyboards, and 2 backing vocals as well.
Yeah.
That's a big setup. That's no a wee singer-songwriter gig anymore. That's a worry for stuff. That.
I know. I think I need to save up and get a smoke machine as like the next plan.
Some lasers, yeah. That's it. I mean, could do that. I could organise that. I've got some of them in the shed at the back. Anyway, enough nonsense. We're going to move on to your 5th and your final song. Before we do that, no, I tell you, we'll do that first. But stay with me, stay on the line, and we'll have a quick chat after, and then we'll mention your gigs again. We'll mention your social medias again after we play this last one. This is Home. Tell me about the track Home.
Yeah, this is the final track on the album, and it actually nearly didn't happen. It was the last one that I wrote because I thought I had 10 songs and then decided not to use one of them. And then my friend Phil, who I mentioned before, who made the music video and he makes films, and he asked if I could like have a go of writing a song for potentially to use in one of his upcoming films. And then luckily this one just kind of fell out, and seemed like a good album closer as well.
All right, okay, here we go. This is Home by Jenny Lascelle. That was Home by Jenny Lascelle right here on 107.6. A huge sound of that drum kit coming in there, cracking sound, all that electronic guitar stuff and synthy stuff going on in the background. Absolutely brilliant, Jenny. Thank you very much. Thanks for being part of the show. Oh no, wait a minute. We're going to mention your gigs again, and we're going to mention your social medias again. How can people? What's the easiest way for people to be in touch?
So I'm all over all the regular social medias. Instagram and Facebook are probably the best ones. My Twitter's a bit neglected. And my website, jennylascelle.com.
And you said there's a store there available to buy the album and possibly some merch in the future. And the 3 gigs you've got: South Shields on the 30th of January.
North Shields. I better clarify because
State. North Shields.
North Shields, yeah. But maybe South Shields one day, maybe this year. Take a trip.
Just add it on the list. It's all right. Elmo said it's all right. I'll do it. That's all right. Then Newcastle, then London, across the end of January into February.
Yeah.
Before we finish up, before we say cheerio, Jenny, I need to say a huge thank you to your other half, to Ian, who popped his head in to help us, or tried to help us, for my silly mistake. Thank you very much for that. And I need to say another thank you to Paul Vernon, who's part of East Coast here, who helped me last week to help me set up this. But a huge thank you to you, Jenny, for being part of the show.
No worries. Thank you so much for having me. It's always really lush to come and speak to you. So thank you very much.
As soon as you've got more gigs to promote, as soon as you get that Edinburgh date sorted, be in touch, and we can do this again.
Yeah, for sure. I'll have a road trip. I'll see you in person in the studio.
Come up here. You can come here first and then go and do a gig in Edinburgh, because we were on the way. You would drive past us to get to town.
Ideal.
We could sort something out. Sure we could.
Yeah.
Right, Jenny, thank you very much. I have to call it quits there. I'm going to continue the sessions tonight with a track from Dropkick. This is In Your Past. Right, we're clear on FM, and we're going to be clear on Facebook. Cheerio, Facebook. Thank you very much.